Okay, Jess, girl, you have two immunity wins under your belt right now. How do you
I
feel?
do?
Yeah,
Ew. When was the
spit
first
take.
one?
Spit take.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't really feel like I count that one. It doesn't feel like the same, quite as big of a deal.
So you actually have one one individual immunity, but like technically you do have two. But this is your first single win.
Thanks to Marcelo King.
How do you feel? What do you think is gonna happen this round?
I
What are you
think
gonna?
that Lucy's going home and I'm gonna be fucked, but you know, she's doing her crazy Lucy thing and saying all these things that she wants to do that I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm just gonna go with because I want Lucy to be
So
happy. We need Lucy to be happy.
so what's the strategy with that? Like you know her plan. Are you gonna like spread her around, let others know, or are you just gonna like vote with the majority and just be like, "Bye, Lucy." There's majority on
I feel
Lucy.
like if I vote for with majority, um, I feel like I'm on bottom no matter what, unless Lucy stays. So trying to convince her to talk to Liam about how if he flips and sticks with us and pulls in David, then we can actually have a chance at winning because let's be real, the trio of Aaron, Josh, and Brian is basically going to be unstoppable and we're not going to have a fucking chance. But if he votes with us, like, because we have. Tell me, did you not write your comma? My comma. I did. Comma? I did. I already finished it. Um,
I am definitely editing that in.
what?
I said I'm definitely editing that.
Here. But the thing is that it's apparent to me and to Lucy, and I think everybody, that like once Lucy's gone and once I'm gone, Liam's fucking next. Like he doesn't have much longer here, and if he allies with us and gets one of them instead. And the strategy would not be to get him to go for David because if we fucking do that shit, he's gonna fucking hard no. But if we bring up the 3-0 alliance about how they are a real threat, um, I think there's possibility. I really don't think that it's gonna work, but this is just my thought. Because if he right now his one true person is David. He has one for sure. But if he were to flip to be with us, then he has us on his side, like in his corner, and then also David. So that right there is three loyal people that are willing to work with him to get the other three out. Because right now, if he were to just have Lucy go and then me, then he's on bottom. Boom. Because they're not going to let him get to fucking final three. Whereas if he allies with me and Lucy and David, then he has a fucking shot.
So you made it to the top six of the game. Have you ever started thinking about like the end game and like have you started building your resume? Like
I mean, I haven't officially started it, but I mean, I've started to think about it.
who's ideally the best person in your eyes you see fit that like you would want to sit next to in the end?
I haven't thought that far. I think
Oof, my stomach hurts. Ooh.
if you're putting me on the spot, I I would love it, but I just don't fucking trust Josh and I fucking hate him, so whatever. Um, if I was up against him, I'd have no chance. I think I'd have a possibility with Aaron. Um, I think I'd have like I want to think I'll have a possibility with Lucy, but I don't know. If I go up there with either or or if I go with either Lee or Aaron, there may be a chance. This is just off the top of my head, though, just because of the fact that Brian's kind of fucked his game a little bit. Josh is too good. Well, I guess Brian. I don't know. But I feel like if I were to go up with like Lee, then if so, a chance. Maybe I should talk to him about that. But I feel like I don't know if he feels like he would have a shot with me. I don't know. This is a lot to think about. I'm just trying to survive. I mean, I made it through this round, but I'm basically on bottom once Lucy goes. And even though Josh's like, oh, well, if I tell you where I'm gonna vote for the rest of the game, I'm like, I'm not a fucking stupid bitch. Like, please stop. I need to like be working with people that are willing to go against the duo that is Aaron and Josh. Even though they're probably my closest allies, it's just they would get to the end. Brian, not as much of a chance of winning. Liam, not as much of a chance of winning. David, not as much of a chance of winning. Like jury-wise, who's out there right now? If it was me and David, I would win the majority. If it was Brian, I would win the majority. It's Joe, Kevin, Brett, and Chantel. If it was Josh, I think I'd have majority. But that's just right now, not like the players to go, you know. I think Lucy really has a. She's really tight with Brett. It's just too much to think about, really.
Okay. You stated jury. So, in event of a possibility, you. Okay, let me rephrase this. This is your first ever org. Um, Meaning, one, you made it to the merge. Step further, you made it to the jury phase. Do you think, in a slight bit, if you end up in the jury, what type of jury person would you be? Like, what would you consider to be like bitter? Would you be open minded, or are you just gonna like vote like based on emotion? There are people who vote based on emotion, meaning like the friendship that they are close to, or like bitter. And there's people who vote like
I think I'd
strategic.
be open, but I'd probably go with the person that fucked me over the least.
Okay, okay.
I feel
Uh,
like I'm always someone that has an open mind. You know what I mean?
oh, I apologize. Not yawn. Mm-mm. Um, I did ask the VO if they have any questions, but I keep forgetting it's like 6 in the morning. Um,
You like ask them live, or do you ask them
yeah,
like if they have any questions for specific people?
I'd be like, oh, going live with Jess. Does anyone have any questions? And then they send their questions.
I just love King Marcello for getting me immunity because it was totally him. I just lucked out on the fucking tiebreaker, honestly, because I watched the Mimi videos. Like, I watched it after like 2 rounds or so. So like it was a little bit in the game already. So I knew that there was at least I knew that it was 31 minutes and something. I didn't remember what the seconds were, but for some reason that just like stuck in my head. I think because the reason is because I watched the Meet Me videos individually first before I realized that there was like a combined video. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, all of them are 31 minutes. Interesting. And it just kind of like stuck, but I didn't remember exactly how many seconds. I cannot believe that I was that close.
So let's talk about the challenge since you are talking about it. If Erin had not skipped any of hers, she would have won immunity tonight. If Erin had won immunity, how would could my Wi-Fi
Wait,
not?
why do you say that? Did she guess the tiebreaker?
If Erin did get a perfect score, she would have won immunity because she did guess 1916, which is like 1 second off the.
Also, for the record, they did not say Jen fucking swears that she did, but they did not tell me that if it was over. And I know that it ultimately doesn't matter, but like just for the future, can we just like make sure that like rules for that shit are like super clear? Because I would have been fucking pissed like pissed if I like was close and just went over when I didn't realize. Just a side note. But what did you ask me? She guessed the closest to it, is what you're saying, right? Or she guessed the exact.
Sorry, you literally completely cut out because my
What did you hear?
my Wi-Fi fucking out on me. So you were saying like Jen Jen didn't say anything.
Well, Jen says that she did, but like I do not recall her saying that. And I just want to make
What
sure
like
that's like the
with tiebreaker? Like
no,
if
like she didn't mention that like if I go over then my shit doesn't count. Right?
oh
That's all I'm
um
saying. Like I just didn't know that. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking make a stink, but
okay,
I'm like a rule follower and like I'm very
yeah,
like so I like to like really know and I just want that kind of shit like emphasized.
yeah.
So Erin got it. Did she get it on the dot?
She was 1 second off,
Oh,
but she did get 19. So congratulations to you. Um,
it's all thanks to
look,
Marcelo. If I was the one that had to guess, I wouldn't have gotten it. I just didn't fucking know that my podcast had a fucking BFA.
yes, Marcella has a BFA in acting. I think that's all the questions I have on my end, and there's no VL questions. So, is there anything you'd like to say before you end the recording? Oh my God, are you there? Hello.